Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
The Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney presents the 2025 Spring Nationals this Friday and Saturday at the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney. Admission is free for anyone to come and watch. The Expo Kitchen is open all day, both days for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Start time is at 8 a.m. both days. As always, coolers are welcome at the Keokuk County Expo. Tractors are coming in from all over the country for this pull. The tractor pull is all indoors at the livestock barn. The show will go on rain or shine. Once again, the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney presents the 2025 Spring Nationals this Friday and Saturday at the Expo. Hey, whoa. Yes, indeed. Oh, here comes the sweet spot. Hey, it's time for some real talk here on Steve Shuttler Media, brought to us by New Life Community Church in Wellman. We've got Pastor Aaron Fleming. We got myself, Steve, hanging out here on a Monday evening for Real Talk. Aaron, what's up?
Well, it's a great day to be alive in Southeast Iowa. So welcome aboard, everybody that's listening and watching out there in Southeast Iowa and beyond. If we've got some listeners outside of Southeast Iowa, would you mind saying hi in the comments and letting us know where you're listening from? Because it'd just be when we started this show, we had a big following in Thailand, and
They love us
but they dropped off.
The fan mail was just absurd.
It was clearly spam accounts from Southeast Asia, but
I think there's still a real talk fan club that's out there. You know, my mom was the president, but
I would kind of like to go to Thailand someday. I don't know if that's on your bucket list, but
no, it's not.
No, it's not. Okay. Well,
I don't travel.
Not much of a traveler, kind of a Sigourney guy.
Yes, I'll leave the traveling to you.
Okay. Well, Thailand is kind of mostly for the food, and I've heard there's some really nice beaches. I don't want to go to the big cities. I'm not a city guy. Yeah. And that's a nice segue into our passage from Joshua.
Yeah.
Totally unplanned, but here we go. Here's our segue. I want to dip into the book of Joshua at least one more time. We'll probably move on here before too long, but I want to dip in here, and I want to talk about holy ambition. Holy ambition. Do you have holy ambition? And I don't know. Let me throw this across the studio to Steve. Have you ever been in religious environments where ambition was kind of a dirty word, or like you weren't supposed to be ambitious because that would be linked with pride, or something like that?
I don't think so. I don't think I've experienced that.
Okay. Maybe that's just kind of growing up in a more Mennonite Amish kind of culture. Sometimes you get that vibe that you probably shouldn't want too much, and you shouldn't want to achieve too much because that would make you stand out from other people. And so if you've grown up in that kind of environment, let's get rid of that, and let's talk about holy ambition. Ambition, like we can think of people who are social climbers or greedy, or who want power for the sake of having power, and that's the ugly side of ambition. But don't you want to do something with your life? Don't you want to make a difference in the world and maybe leave a legacy? Well, I guess there's like some contemporary Christian songs. I think it might be a Mercy Me song or something about, I don't want to have a legacy. Does that sound familiar?
No.
Only Jesus.
I don't know that song.
You don't know that song?
But it sounds good. It could be a number one hit if you record it, maybe.
Maybe not. Plus, somebody else already recorded it, and now I'm dogging their song out because it's like this. I don't want to have a legacy. Well, why don't you want to have a legacy? Don't you want to have a life that is, that your children and grandchildren and great grandchildren would be like, we come from a good family. Grandpa, grandma did some beautiful and powerful things. So I call that holy ambition and wanting to have a legacy. So I'm going to read to you a little bit here from the book of Joshua, chapter 17. So the people of Joseph said to Joshua, "Why have you given us only one allotment and one portion for an inheritance? We are a numerous people, and the Lord has blessed us abundantly." Look at, like, these people are just willing to step up and say, God has blessed us, and you're only giving us one portion of the land. This is the context here is the Israelites are moving into the promised land, and they're dividing the territory between the tribes. And the tribe of Joseph is going, what's the deal, Joshua? How come you're giving us such a small assignment? Ooh, how do you like that? Have you ever gone to your pastor and said, "Hey, I don't think you're putting enough weight on me. I don't think you're calling me up to enough responsibility. Why don't you call me to do something? Because God has blessed me, and I could be giving more. I could be doing more. I could be serving more in some capacity." So that's what they're saying. And so Joshua responds in verse 15, "If you are so numerous, and if the hill country of Ephraim is too small for you, go up into the forest and clear land for yourselves there in the land of the Perizzites and the Rephaites." And the people of Joseph replied, "The hill country is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites who live in the plain have iron chariots, both those in Beth Shan and its settlements, and those in the valley of Jezreel." So at first they had some holy ambition, but now they're kind of displaying a little bit of timidity, I think. Like, what's the deal with iron chariots? It's the whole chariot isn't made of iron. It's a chariot with a hub and spokes and an iron rim around the wheel, and that was a lot more durable and a lot faster than the old-fashioned chariot wheels that were just made out of wood. Instead of having a hub and spokes, it's just like maybe you've seen that on movies or TV shows or something of ancient times, where it's just a big wooden disc. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So an iron chariot is way lighter and way faster and way more mobile than the old-fashioned chariots. So the people are saying, like, man, our enemies have these really advanced technology chariots, and we're just afraid that they're going to kick our butt. But Joshua said to the house of Joseph, to Ephraim and Manasseh, "You are numerous and very powerful. You will have not only one allotment, but the forested hill country as well. Clear it to its farthest limits, and it will be yours. Though the Canaanites have iron chariots, and though they are strong, you can drive them out." So our message today is twofold or threefold. Let's start with two, Steve. And then we'll see. The first thing is, have some holy ambition for your life. Get a dream. Speak it out. Tell somebody, "Hey, I want more from life than sitting here being ordinary. I want to go for it." Have some holy ambition, people. And then listen to the voice of God. God speaks through Joshua and says, "You are numerous. You are powerful. You are numerous and very powerful." And man, so many of us get used to thinking that we're weak, and we get into this mindset that, "Oh, I'm just a sinner saved by grace." And yeah, you were a sinner saved by grace. But once you're saved, you're a son or a daughter of God. Come on, get a hold of that and have some ambition. Now, item number 2, Steve, some work required.
Oh. Assembly required.
That's like an IKEA furniture.
Yeah.
I don't know why I say that. I've never been to an IKEA.
Me neither.
We're probably 400 miles from the closest IKEA, so none of us really know what that's about. But some assembly required. Yeah, you can speak to that as a small business owner, right? Like,
yeah. Too much assembly required. Too much knowledge needed.
Too much, yeah. Wow, you've probably had to stretch and learn a lot about different technologies and stuff over the last year and a half, huh?
Yes, I'm still learning.
Still learning. So the picture that we have here is like these heavily forested mountain hillsides, and they're going out there. This is not from the age of chainsaws. This is not having a bulldozer and just knocking the trees down. This is bronze axes, probably. Yeah, this is at a point where we know from other Bible stories, this is before God's people even have iron. So we're talking about bronze axes, maybe copper axes, and they're just chopping down the trees. So you get a holy ambition, guess what? Some assembly required.
You got work to do.
Batteries not included. Oh, do you remember? I haven't seen a commercial for like Fruit Loops or anything for a really long time. But when we were kids, there were cartoons were loaded with commercials for breakfast cereal, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And so Fruit Loops was my favorite. What was your favorite when you were a kid?
Well, I mean, the cereals I ate as a kid, I still eat today. I mean, currently in my breakfast closet at home, we've got some Frosted Flakes and some Captain Crunch. So I'd say those were the two that obviously. But I still eat some Fruit Loops.
Okay. Okay.
I like Toucan Sam.
I came from a very health conscious family. We ate granola or oatmeal just like every day. But on our birthdays, we got to pick a box cereal from the store, and I was a Fruit Loop guy. But I always watched those commercials for breakfast cereal with great interest, and drooling and like, wouldn't it be great to I don't know when I finally tasted Lucky Charms. I mean, I was probably 15 years old, and it wasn't that great.
You weren't that lucky.
I wasn't that lucky. I mean, the marshmallows are pretty tasty.
Yeah.
But my point in bringing that up is at the end of the commercial, it always show a bowl of Fruit Loops or Lucky Charms or something on a breakfast table with like a glass of orange juice and a glass of milk and a bran muffin and a piece of fruit and toast and sausage. And it would say, part of this complete nutritious breakfast. This cereal is not healthy unless you eat 6 bran muffins with it to counterbalance the cereal. Oh, so your holy ambition is only part of this complete nutritious breakfast. The rest of your spiritual diet, there's going to be some hard work. There's going to be clearing of trees and brush. And, so spiritually speaking, you want to do great things for God. You want to leave a legacy. There's going to be sin to tear out. There's going to be bad habits to overcome. There's going to be opposition from the enemy. There's going to be spiritual warfare. There's probably going to be moments where there's financial setbacks and times when, like, hypothetically, you forget a certain cord and then you can't connect the video to the laptop. I'm just like, I'm not trying to name names or anybody, but it's kind of.
It's me.
Oh, you did that, Steve?
About me.
Oh, well, I didn't mean to talk about real life here.
It's real talk.
It's real talk. No, so there's all of this stuff is going to happen, but none of it happens. Like, maybe you can avoid all the hard work if you just never try to do anything. But then you never get anywhere. So, friends, bottom line, final word, have some holy ambition and expect some assembly required. Your ambition and your dreams are kind of the sugary breakfast cereal that's part of a complete nutritious breakfast. But man, it's a good day to be alive. It's a good day to live in the kingdom of God and to watch God do stuff around you. So get in there all the way up to your chin and enjoy being part of the kingdom and part of what God's doing in the world. So I think that's what I got for today, Steve. You got any comments to add or any shout outs to our sponsors or anything?
I think we're good. Of course, New Life Community Church in Wellman is our headline sponsor for this particular program. So we thank them. We thank you because you're the pastor there. When can people find a service at New Life?
Oh, yeah. 10 o'clock on Sunday morning at the Parkside Activity Center. It's in the North Park in Wellman. You can also check us out on Facebook. If I know lots of people like to check churches or other venues out online before you come and visit. We are super friendly, but if you do want to take a peek at our worship service, you can track us live on Facebook at 10 o'clock, and then that's up for the rest of the week as well. So you can spy in on that. I will say our worship team sounds way better in person than it does on live. We don't have a top dollar sound system to make that sound great on the internet, but we really have a pretty nice worship team for a church that size. And our church motto is God, friends, and fun, and we take that seriously fun. So come check us out. We'd love to have you visit with us, and hope to see you around soon.
All right, that'll do it for this week's Real Talk here on Steve Shuttler Media, and we'll see you guys next week.